Welcome to the Flynn Brothers podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Jimmy. Today's big idea. Tiger Woods keeps getting into car accidents.
We discuss Tiger Woods' recent DUI arrest, then run through his storied history of automobile incidents.
Later, we try to figure out how Tiger Woods is still legally allowed to drive and why he hasn't hired a personal chauffeur.
Finally, Jim tests my knowledge with some bizarre car trivia.
It's all coming up. But first, here's the Solons.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
There are three things Tiger Woods loves in this world: golf, banging cocktail waitresses, and getting into car accidents. Am I wrong?
You are not. Whether or not he loves getting into car accidents perhaps could be up for debate.
You keep doing something over and over again, you must enjoy it, right? My other open was going to be, Ben Franklin once said there are these certainties, death, taxes, and Tiger Woods getting in a car accident. I mean, there was basically a list of three, and the third one is Tiger Woods getting into a car accident. But we can't just stop at three, because this recent car accident was Tiger Woods' fourth car accident. I guess technically one of them wasn't an accident, it's a DUI. We'll get into them later. But what was your reaction when you heard of this latest car escapade involving Tiger Woods?
I literally thought it was a this day in enter year here, Tiger Woods gets into a car accident. Like, I thought they were rehashing one of the prior car accidents that he had gotten into, like it was an anniversary of it.
Yeah.
But instead it was a brand new one.
I looked up the text you had sent me when it happened a little while ago, and it was in the morning. You texted me, Woods gets into a car accident again, which could have been the headline, the Associated Press that could have come across the ticker there. Obviously, car accidents are not funny. They're a leading cause of death in our country and are very stressful and awful. But in the case of Tiger Woods, they're just kind of morbidly hilarious. And I got to say, I just really have no sympathy for this man. I mean, do you have any qualms about making fun of him for all these car incidents?
I think we can get it out of the way up top and just say, perhaps he needs some help. Perhaps whatever Tiger's going through, he needs some help. But at the same time, it's like he has the money. He has the wherewithal to take care of it. Clearly, this is something that he's identified as a problem, and yet he has undergone seemingly no remedies to fixing it, which is what I think brings it back to being funny again.
And since I've done this outline and done the research for it, some as they say in The Big Lebowski, new shit has come to light. So we will touch on that as well. But we're going to go over all of Tiger Woods' car accidents, all four of them. We're going to go in reverse chronological order. So we're going to start from what happened, just recently, and then go backwards into time. And then one other caveat I just want to say, a lot of these incidents involve Tiger Woods being inebriated, right? Driving under the influence, which again, not something we are making light of in general, but in the very specific case of Tiger Woods and the fact that it keeps happening over and over again, we're going to kind of poke and prod and just sort of wonder why this keeps happening.
It's such a contrast to his athletic personality, which is maniacally focused and driven and competitive.
Disciplined.
Yes. Yeah. And driving drunk is probably the most reckless, sloppy crime you can probably commit.
100%. All right, let's get into the most recent car accident with Tiger Woods. This information is courtesy of the article Tiger Woods' History of Car Crashes and Injuries. This was written by The Athletic's Gabby Herzig. So, the most recent car accident was March 27th, 2026 in Jupiter Island, Florida. It took place on a 2-lane road. It was in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, and it occurred at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Essentially what happens is there is a pickup truck driving down the road carrying a trailer, and Tiger Woods is behind the pickup truck carrying the trailer and trying to pass the pickup truck carrying the trailer. And as Tiger Woods tries to go around, obviously a 2-lane road, he'd have to go into the lane which has oncoming traffic. As he tries to go around, he clips the back of the trailer and rolls his car. And so he gets into a obviously horrible car accident. He lives, so we know how this ends. Tiger Woods was able to crawl out of the passenger door after the crash. The police arrive, and he passed a breathalyzer but refused to take a urine test. So from that, when I read it, I basically speculated, okay, he obviously didn't have booze in his system because a breathalyzer is just for booze. I think it just measures the amount of ethanol or like essentially alcohol in your breath. But obviously, by not taking the urinalysis, we could surmise, okay, there was a medication, which, we'll get to his previous incidents as well, or some sort of abuse of prescription drugs, which I think, in terms of the new shit that has come to light, I think there was another article that came out that said he had hydrocodone on him. Was that what you had read?
Yeah, and I also saw that Woods had partially explained this as he was distracted by his phone, which is crazy to be distracted by your phone while you're attempting to pass a car by going into oncoming traffic.
Well, pilled out of your skull. Allegedly pilled out of your skull. Anyway, because he had refused the urinalysis and he had failed some of these field sobriety tests, he's immediately charged with a DUI with property damage and refusal to submit a lawful test. Both misdemeanors in the wonderful state of Florida, Jupiter Island. In the mugshot, he has sort of bloodshot eyes. I think the media was making a bit more of a spectacle of it. I mean, there's a lot of things that can account for he got into a car accident, right?
Yeah.
And he was obviously stressed out and maybe sleep deprived. Who knows why his eyes would be bloodshot? You could speculate all day long.
Yeah, well, I think the urinalysis that came to light
that could have answered some questions, right?
This is so shocking too. Not that Woods got into yet another car accident, because that is simultaneously shocking and not surprising at all. It's like, hey, this is just what this guy does. But the last time I had seen Tiger before this, he had just returned from an injury to participate in this kind of like simulation golf league.
I think it was called the TGL tournament in Palm Beach, which he's an investor in. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he was returning to play in this for the first time, and it like skyrocketed that thing's ratings. And it's just like whenever he comes back, he takes himself away from us again.
Well, this was an episode we had been talking about even before this most recent car accident. Like we have notes of like potential podcast ideas, and way in there from like months ago is just Tiger Woods and car accidents, just because it kept happening. And now this fourth one happened. We just, we simply couldn't help ourselves. But you're so right. Like, this is a guy who has dealt with, and we'll talk about this, surgery after surgery after surgery. Yes, from his career as a golfer, but also just his body breaking down. He's getting older. And then just these freaking car accidents he keeps getting into. Like, he's like, you made fun of me for saying he loves them. There must be something about him. He just keeps getting into them. I don't know what to tell you.
He loves getting behind the wheel. He loves to drive, both on the course and on the road.
That is right. All right, so the incident before this one was on February 23rd, 2021, here in fair Los Angeles, California. It occurred when Tiger was speeding on a winding road at more than 80 miles per hour, which was nearly twice the posted speed limit. He allegedly was running late for a television shoot in the Pacific Palisades. Now, I did a little detective work. Tiger was staying in the southeast part of Los Angeles, and he was trying to go to the northeast part of Los Angeles, which is basically like 30 to 35 miles. And he had allegedly had to be there for a 7:30 shoot which early to start shooting a TV spot, 7:30 in the morning.
Not for maybe the crew, but certainly like for Tiger,
talent,
for a guy,
right?
yeah,
Isn't
for a
that
guy
early?
who would probably just need a little, dash of foundation, and he's ready to go.
But Pac's daily schedule, I'm sure. Tiger leaves around 7, aiming to get there at 7:30. Kind of just pie in the sky. You'd have to be going 100 miles an hour just to make it, 5 minutes late. The crash occurred on Hawthorne Boulevard at 7:12 a.m. in Rancho Palos Verdes. So he was still 27 miles from the Pacific Palisades where he was going to shoot the TV spot. Clearly, he's running late. Did he really expect in 18 minutes to go 27 miles?
Kind of crazy, too, because when you're Tiger Woods, everyone's going to wait for you.
Right.
Like there's no reason to rush it. Like these sorts of things happen. People are late for these types of shoots all the time. It's practically assumed.
But the detail about him going 80 miles an hour on a winding road, is it like, you mentioned it's such a marked contrast from who he is as an athlete, but I wonder if you do need some sort of maniacal side to your mind, not only to commit yourself to being the greatest golfer of all time, but also to just get behind the wheel of a car and be totally reckless and totally negligent. I wonder if there is some like overlap in that part of your brain.
It's perhaps his like competitiveness is like, I am not going to be late.
Right,
Like I am going
right.
to bend this world to my will. I will cover an hour's worth of driving in 27 minutes.
Totally nuts. This is quoting from the Athletic article I had mentioned earlier regarding this incident in Los Angeles. Quote, aerial video of the crash scene showed Woods crossed over a median. The vehicle struck a tree and it was sent into the air, landing in brush nearby. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva said that there were no signs of impairment and Woods was wearing his seatbelt. Investigators said they believed Woods accidentally stepped on the accelerator when he meant to press the brake pedal. That old chestnut. It continues. Woods suffered extensive injuries from the crash. This is, of course, very storied, including significant damage to his right leg and ankle. His bone broke through the skin, and doctors performed immediate emergency surgery. He also shattered his talus bone in his ankle. So that's what I remember from the crash, ending the quote there, that his leg was just basically destroyed.
Yes.
And most people were just like, okay, like, that's it. Again, we're going to get to the 2 previous car incidents before this, right? And all the countless surgeries. Like, he already at this time, I forget what he is now. He's like in his 50s now, right? But it's like, even when the first incident occurs in 2009, like he's like beginning to kind of get over the hill. It's maybe the very end of his prime, where like prime Tiger Woods was like late 90s, early mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Like we're now, he won the Masters and was it 2019, I
Yeah.
think was last time. But it's like, that was just incredible. He was pretty old then, but it's just like, again, it's like this maniacal edge to never quit, to be the greatest golfer of all time. I think there is some overlap, like you said, with this need for speed.
Yeah, this one makes, a little bit just because he wasn't, is there inebriation in this one? This was just pure.
It's just pure negligence,
Yeah.
which we'll get to later. It's like every single one of these incidents is just self-sabotaging negligence or just inebriance, right? Or a combination of both.
Yeah, it's either a combination of like it's self-sabotage or is it this invincibility maybe complex that he has, which you think would have been broken by the previous 2 car incidents. But for whatever reason, he just sort of thinks that, the normal rules don't apply to him. Yeah. And I think that's the way that he's behaved in quite a few different ways of his life, sometimes for his great athletic triumph and other times for his deep personal disgrace.
After the incident, Tiger said, quote, I'm lucky to be alive and also have a limb. He told that to reporters in November of 2021 at the Hero World Challenge. Pretty wild.
Funny phrasing of the quote, to have a limb, like, you could have lost all 3 of them. He's He is a wild man.
All right, I'm going to do one more before we go to break. This was his second incident. This was back in 2017, May 29th. Again, Jupiter Island, Florida. You'd think at this point he would have moved right after this most recent one. It might be time to move, right? So this was his DUI. This occurred at 3 o'clock in the morning. Police found Tiger Woods stopped in a traffic lane, asleep in his black Mercedes with the engine still running. He was arrested for driving under the influence, and Tiger Woods eventually pled guilty to reckless driving. He had the following inebriants in his system: Ambien, Vicodin, THC, Xanax in, I think it's dilaudid, which is an opioid. They were all in his system, and he claimed his body had an unexpected reaction.
Yeah.
Who could have seen those knocking you out cold behind the wheel of a car at 3 o'clock in the morning? But here's the other thing. We mentioned the surgeries. This combination pills, he was self-medicating after a spinal fusion. So it's like, again, you're talking about a guy who just is kind of in this constant year-round window of preparing for surgery, leaving surgery, treating surgery, recovering from surgery. And I just kind of feel bad for the guy. It's like he obviously has issues with pain management, but those things all together, while it might be a fun night, is not gonna solve what ails you.
No, I mean it's like what someone would take to overdose. Like
exactly,
it's
right?
Insane. I mean, I think maybe on a slightly more humorous note, the idea of either Tiger Woods smoking a marijuana or eating an edible is almost unfathomable.
It is.
To me.
He's such an old school athlete. Like you can see kind of modern day athletes smoking pot and like having gummies and stuff. But those like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, it's just like it was heavily criminalized in their day, right?
You grew up under Reagan. You don't think that this is all right? Yeah, it's bizarre. It really is just one of the strangest foibles of our great champion.
Again, Tiger Woods in this incident took a breathalyzer test and again got 0.00 on the breathalyzer. This man is the king of being completely intoxicated and ringing in the 0.00 on the breathalyzer. I mean, he's 2-0 against this thing. Where it's like, I passed the breathalyzer. Where's the keys?
Bring it over here. I'll blow into that thing.
I mean, it's unbelievable. He completed a year-long DUI diversion program, and thus I don't think really suffered many consequences in terms of like fines, license suspension, anything like that.
You got to think, though, the sheriffs of Jupiter Island, Florida, or whoever's the highway patrol out there, they see one of Tiger's cars coming, swerving across 2-3 lanes.
Yeah.
They light up the red and blues and give him a nice police escort home. See you later, Tiger.
Tiger's the biggest thing to happen to Jupiter Island, Florida, since the Roman god it was named after. Why Jupiter Island? What is that? What is that about?
I'm assuming it's just way out in the boonies of Florida where you can have a gigantic mansion. I mean, I don't think it's an island. I don't think he lives on an island.
I did not find that in my part of the research. All right, we're going to do a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about Tiger's first automobile incident. All right, Tiger Woods' first and by far his most famous automobile incident. November 27th, 2009 in Orlando, Florida. Nice of him to mix it up,
Yeah.
Still Florida.
Yeah, thanks for being in a city we've heard of.
Yeah. Tiger Woods crashed his SUV into a fire hydrant and tree at 2:30 in the morning. Police found his wife, Ellen Nordegren, at the scene helping him. She used a golf club to break the rear window to get Woods out of the car. Helpful being a golfer. You always got a few clubs laying around the back.
Something to shatter a window with.
Yeah, I do remember, I don't know if the club was from the house or from the car. I do remember there was speculation at the time. Was she brandishing the club, sort of chasing him, punishing him, upset at him? Because this all sort of took place just days after the infidelity scandals broke. The aforementioned cocktail waitresses. This had sort of just started coming to light. And then this big incident kind of snowballed the scandal, and then all these women who had claimed to have had affairs with Tiger Woods, started coming out of the woodwork.
I had always sort of thought of this incident as a piece with Carrie Underwood's Before He Cheats. I had just sort of thought that she took a golf club to his car.
Right.
That
was
kind
chasing him with the club, and he veered off. So that's
how
again, pure speculation, but that is what some believe. Tiger received a traffic citation for reckless driving, and
that is so funny too. Just the cop showing up on the scene. It's like, what are you? I guess it's reckless driving. I guess.
Yeah. Wife, golf club, 2:30 in the morning, Orlando. You know what's so funny is like I don't know that there were any inebriants in his system that they discovered at this incident. In the DUI from 2017, it takes place at 3 a.m. That time makes sense for a DUI. The most recent incident in March of this year, he got the DUI at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Which it's just like 3 a.m. is one thing. And it's like, to be honest, like, hey, look, man, like there's a lot of people who drive when they're tipsy or drive when they're a little more than tipsy. And, to be honest, bad luck, bad choices, any person is liable, a good percentage of the population is liable to get a DUI. You get it, you learn from it, you never do it again. I don't condone it. Wouldn't do it, but it's just like to do it repeatedly and then just to have it smack in the middle of the day again, and you've already had an incident where unexpected reaction to pills. Don't you think you'd be pretty scrupulous with checking, all right, what should I not do under this medication? It just is. It's very, very like you just throw your hands up at how infuriating the decision making is.
It's not like Tiger has little experience taking pain relieving medication.
No.
That's, as somebody who's had this many surgeries and this long of an athletic career, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And so there's really no other explanation other than he was overdoing it and then recklessly got behind the wheel of a car.
And he clearly, like, it seems to me, allegedly, he has had a dependency on painkillers for now, it seems like 15 years. And it's just like, I feel really bad for the guy. And it's like the sport and his life and just his body have kind of betrayed him. And it's sad, but it's just like, again, like it impacts his decision making so much.
Yeah, I think it's for people with like chronic back pain. It's really all you can do is just manage pain instead of finding some sort of cure or treatment for it.
Let me ask you this. Which of these 4 car accidents, automobile incidents, whatever, do you think is the worst? Is it the most recent one, Jupiter Island, Florida? Is it the car accident in Los Angeles where he was recklessly driving? Is it the DUI with the endless list of medications in his system, or was it this catalyst in 2009 for his marriage coming apart?
My order would be the most recent one is the worst because it's unreal to have 4 incidents in a car. That's the worst. Probably the DUI comes next, then the reckless driving where he, was going too fast in the Palisades. I would ironically say
it's in descending order then.
Yeah,
it's in the order I presented
I suppose
it.
so,
Wow, very interesting.
Because I think the first one, it's like it is reckless driving. But there's so much more going on around
Clearly,
it.
there was a lot in the personal life.
Yeah.
I would argue it's the Ambien Vicodin. I mean, that one, asleep at the wheel. Someone could get hurt in any of these situations, right? But that is the one where it just rings the most negligent to me. I think the most recent one, just because it's like, gosh, man, you're 4th. Like 3 strikes, you're out. 4? We don't even have 4 strikes. We're on to the next batter.
You're walked. You're walked. You gotta walk from now on. You don't get to drive anymore. You gotta walk.
You gotta walk. So this begs the question: how is Tiger Woods still allowed to drive a car? And we were starting to kind of get to it with our previous segment, but I'll tell you, somehow, miraculously, Tiger Woods has never hurt anyone in a car accident other than himself.
Man.
And that is precisely why he is still allowed to drive. Every car accident was a single car accident. He didn't even rear end someone. No one else was in the car with him. Or it was a DUI where, again, no one else is involved or affected. His kids are not in the back seat. He did not crash into anybody. He did not run a red light. Like, it's just him being super negligent all by himself. He doesn't even have his caddy with him. It's just him, a golfer to the end, a solo, right? A solo act, right?
Truly, that is exactly it. He's on his own. And I think that's what allows it also to be funny as opposed to, I mean, you can't even imagine the tragedy of, Tiger Woods, God forbid, harming or killing somebody with a car accident. I mean, it would just be like, it would totally put a cloud, even a darker cloud than this has already done for his career, which is just like, Tiger, there he goes again, getting behind the wheel when he shouldn't.
Yes.
And this is, that would be obviously much more tragic. But still, I think an exception now, after four, you gotta take the keys out of your own hands. Tiger, you can't be drive. I mean, there's all sorts of. He could buy a Waymo. He could have a Waymo on standby.
A robot driving him around. We'll get to that in a sec. So the other thing is, like, I just don't even think part of this is he lives in Florida, and like the laws with DUIs are not as strict perhaps as they would be in California. But with the first DUI, he attended the diversion program, and I think essentially obviously avoided jail time and then license suspension. Remains to be seen what's going to happen with this latest DUI. His lawyer seemed pretty confident that the DUI is not going to stick, and he will be back on the road in no time. Hide your women and children, if that's the case, if you live in Jupiter Island, Florida. But again, all of this stuff basically just comes down to negligence, and we can ask ourselves: should Tiger Woods drive? No. But legally, is he allowed to? And the answer still is kind of yes. And I just think, to your point, you're like, hey, take the keys out of your hands, get a Waymo. If he hasn't learned by now, he ain't ever going to learn. And I just think he's going to keep driving.
Boy. So you think there's a possibility for a fifth incident down the road?
God,
when he's like 80?
No, 80, it could happen this year. I mean, it could happen in December for all we know.
I mean, it's probably, if he doesn't stop driving, it's probably going to be what does him in. Like, he has dodged death a few times.
And there's a lot of bad drivers in Florida, and he's the absolute worst. Some interesting statistics really quick. The average driver, according to many law firms that want you to hire them if you ever get into a car accident, gets into about 3 or 4 car accidents in their lifetime. So Tiger Woods is, middle-aged, and he's gotten in 4 car accidents. So he's like a cat who keeps using up its 9 lives too quickly. So no more.
He's set.
He's hit his quota. So if he goes the rest of his life, okay, fine. But still, it's a little ridiculous. All right, about the personal driver, the chauffeur, the Waymo. I do not know how much a Waymo would cost, but I did look up how much a personal driver would cost. A personal driver can cost anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 per year. It's Tiger Woods. He's going to get a good personal chauffeur. Let's say $100,000 a year. And this is a guy who you just pick up the phone, or he's just waiting in the car 24/7. He maybe lives in the guest house, and his whole job is driving Tiger Woods around. I'd do that for 6 figures, right? That's not a bad gig,
Absolutely.
right?
Although one of the things you would want to do with that much money and you're in Florida is, to have a few cold ones, but you can't do that. Then you're right back in the same mess you got.
Also, every time you take him out, Tiger's like, let me drive. You're like, come on, Tiger. Half your job's telling him, no, let me do my job, buddy.
You can hear the pills rattling around in his pockets. I'm good.
I'm good. So anyway, $100,000 a year for a personal driver. Tiger Woods with endorsements and he's not really making it's like business investments, endorsements. He's not really making a lot from the tour, right? He still makes between $60 and $75 million per year. Of course, we know Florida, no state income tax. So let's say Tiger's pulling in $60 million a year, and he has to pay his driver $100,000 a year. It would cost Tiger Woods 0.16% of his yearly income to have a full-time personal driver.
Yeah, this is where, maybe some of this stuff that we've been saying could be interpreted as mean-spirited. This is where it's just like, I'm sorry, buddy. It's like inexcusable.
Yes.
Like it costs you nothing. It's obviously the right choice. You've made too many errors. Like, do it.
You should not drive, Tiger Woods. I have I don't feel bad at all saying that. You should not drive, Tiger Woods. I did it
right down the barrel of the
camera. Another interesting statistic I kind of touched on. 3 of the 4 accidents occurred in Florida. Coincidence? Who knows? Who knows? Did you know Tiger Woods is currently dating Vanessa Trump, ex-wife of Donald Trump Jr.?
Yes, I did know that. That's a one that really kind of depresses me every time I hear it. He is in tight with DJT. Tiger Woods is.
He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Trump back in 2019. I'd forgotten about that.
That means you can drive no matter what happens to you.
The president, you just flash the license and registration, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Yeah. I kind of forgotten about this, but him, Florida, the drunk driving, the Trump fan. It just is. I'm getting a picture. A picture is being painted for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not the maybe maniacal winner that Nike sold us.
Why does Tiger Woods drive recklessly? Here are my theories. And again, we've touched on a few of these. Thrill-seeking.
Sure.
Privilege/exceptionalism. The rules apply to everyone except me.
Yeah, I think there's got to be a little bit of that. I mean, if you're a phenom from your teenage years and you have accomplished feats nobody else has, you are going to think you are above the rest of humanity.
Negligence. He just, it's like a shiny object. You don't think of any of the ramifications. You're just, I'm going to do what I want to do and not really think outside of that.
Yeah, it's for sure negligent, and I think that goes along with the exceptionalism.
My final theory, Tiger Woods is just a bad driver. There are bad drivers in the world. There's people who tailgate. There's people who sometimes drive in the wrong lane, turn when they're not supposed to, go hard over speed bumps. There are just bad drivers in the world, and he might just be one of them.
Who make a dangerous passing move into oncoming traffic. I mean, the most recent move that he made is like one that I probably don't do. I mean, I can understand being frustrated being behind a big truck that isn't going that fast, but at the same time, what's the hurry? What's the rush?
Before we get to our game, I just want to end with this. Tiger Woods' vice used to be banging cocktail waitresses, and now it is driving recklessly. It is officially usurped banging cocktail waitresses because he's with Vanessa Trump. They've been together a long time. Maybe he's still banging cocktail waitresses. I have no idea. But what he's definitely doing is driving recklessly. And when you think about the greatest athletes we've ever had, Michael Jordan, Pete Rose, they like to gamble. Allen Iverson, Johnny Manziel, they like to party. Tiger Woods, he likes to drive recklessly. It is just a bizarre vice to have.
Yeah. I think, too, part of it is just I drive myself. I'm independent.
Yes,
I don't need somebody to drive me around. What am I, some sort of person with a problem? I'm some sort of guy with a problem who needs somebody to drive him around? And it's like, actually, yes, Tiger.
Tiger, I'll say this. I've never gotten in a severe accident. I've been rear-ended before. It was not my fault. There was no insurance file. There was no issue with it. I've never really gotten a parking ticket. I'm offering my services to you. I'll drive you around Jupiter Island, Florida. I'll keep you safe from the gators they got down there. I can't say, there's certain subjects maybe we won't talk about in the car. I'll never give you the keys, even if you ask and offer me a bonus. But Tiger, if you want me to drive you around for a while, you can trust me, buddy. I'll help you out there.
Tiger, like when he hired you, would probably be like, no matter what I say to you, don't let me drive. And you're like, for sure, Tiger,
For sure.
absolutely.
It's 2 minutes
He's got 2 cocktail waitresses on each arm. He's coming back. Let me drive. Let me show these chicks I can drive. I can do
go
donuts. I can
fast.
do donuts. I
I'm
promised
like,
them.
I'll get you home, Tiger. Don't worry. You don't go fast enough, Jim. You don't go fast enough. Well, I'll get you from A to B, Tiger. That's what you hired me for. Can you go fast and tell them it's me driving? No, I'm not going to do that, Tiger. I'm not.
They won't believe it. You'll be
won't
sitting
believe
back there with
They
them.
won't believe it. Oh, Tiger. All right. We're going to switch gears here. Good, nice little car pun there. And I got some bizarre car trivia for you. This is not really Tiger Woods related. It's merely car related. And a lot of these are kind of statistics based. So they'll be very interesting. It's 5 questions. We've done little trivia quizzes like this before. And Will will help us keep score. Will, you're pretty good at counting to 5, aren't you? Yeah, I know you can do that.
He's got the fingers, all 5 of them.
All 5. He's got all 5 ready to go. So I'll ask you these, and they're all multiple choice. I'll read you the answers, kind of, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style, and we'll have a lot of fun, buddy.
No.
For $1,000, is that Regis or was that terrible?
That was not Regis. I'm not sure who that was.
I'm not sure
That was
was.
Rebus Filgen.
Rebus Filgen. All right, number 1. The first speeding ticket was issued in 1896 to British motorist Walter Arnold. How fast was he going? A, 6 miles an hour. B, 8 miles an hour. C, 9 miles an hour, or D, 11 miles an hour.
Wow, when I pegged it in my head, I had it at 15. I couldn't imagine anything. I mean, 15, a human can run faster than 15.
1896.
1896.
I mean, we're talking 130 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be one of the first vehicles to
Yeah,
boot.
it's Britain. Yeah.
I'll say, was it 8? Was 8 one of them?
It was A, 6 miles per hour, B, 8 miles per hour, C, 9 miles per hour, or D, 11
I'll
miles
say
per hour.
8.
8 is your final answer.
Yes.
That is correct. He got it, Will. He got it. Thumbs up. That's your number 1, that thumb up there.
All right.
1 out of possible 1. So very good so far. All right, you got it, buddy. Okay, number 2.
He must have gotten pulled over by a guy on a horse.
Yeah, the horse. It's like I had to slow my horse down, and my horse was going too fast. All right, number 2. Approximately what percent of DUI arrests are men? Is it A, 55%, B, 65%, C, 75%, or D, 85%?
I like how you didn't even give me one that was less than 50%.
Oh,
Because
you went-
immediately
you
I
went-
was like
no,
above
yeah,
50,
yeah,
100%.
for sure.
I will say
It's A, 55, B, 65, C, 75, D, 85.
I'll say 75.
75%.
Yeah,
Final answer?
Final answer.
Dun. That is correct. You got
Wow.
it. 2 for 2, buddy.
Look
Well
at me
done.
go.
That's fabulous. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3. How many individual parts does the average passenger car have? Is it A, 5,000, B, 10,000, C, 20,000, or D, 30,000? Average passenger car. How many individual parts? We're counting nuts and bolts and steering wheel and knobs and all that kind of stuff.
I think it's got to be 30,000.
30,000. That
Yeah.
is your final answer?
Yeah.
Dun. That is correct.
Oh
3 for
my
3, buddy. Well
I was
done.
just thinking there's so many little bits and parts in there.
This guy's really something, Will Slade.
Take
All
me to a
right.
trivia night, why don't you?
Yeah, buddy. We got to go to a pub, little trivia night, huh? All right, number 4. This is my favorite of all the trivia tidbits I dug up. The China National Highway 110 traffic jam in 2010 was the longest lasting traffic jam ever recorded. How long did the traffic jam last? Before I even tell you the options, I'm going to have you guess, just pie in the sky. How long do you think was the longest traffic jam of all time?
Like a day, like 24
a
hours.
day. That was so short an increment of time, I did not even include it on the answers.
Oh my God.
So here are your options.
Oh, China.
The China National Highway. All right. There we go. Tiger Woods' favorite impression, the one I just did. All right. Longest traffic jam ever in China. How long was it? A, 2 days. B, 5 days. C, 12 days. Or D, 15 days.
Wow. So cars were just stuck.
60-mile-long stretch. I believe they had closed part of the road down. People were, just like in their car.
You'd have to leave your car.
Yes,
yeah.
I think some people left their car. I think street vendors came and like sold food to
my
people,
God.
all that kind of
Hilarious.
stuff. So it's
I'll say 12 days.
2 days, 5 days, 12 days, 15 days. Final answer, 12 days.
Yeah.
That is correct. Will Slade. He's got 100% so far. Can you believe it?
These are
oh
just
my
guesses,
goodness.
but I'll take it. I'll take the glory.
This one's a little tough here, this last one. I'm hoping maybe he won't get it.
Well, 80% I've already passed.
Yeah, that's not bad. Last one, number 5. What is the best-selling car of all time? Is it A, the Ford Model T, B, the Volkswagen Beetle, C, the Toyota Corolla, or D, the Honda Civic?
I think it's between the last two. I would say at one point it might have been the Corolla, but I haven't seen as many Corollas recently, so I'm going to say the Civic.
That is your final answer.
Yeah.
Do. Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
too bad.
The correct answer was the Toyota Corolla. So these all at different times were the best-selling car other than the Honda Civic. The Ford Model T of its time, I believe there was a time where 9 out of 10 drivers had a Ford Model T.
Wow.
And then the Volkswagen Beetle was the most popular car in the decades after that. And then since then, the Toyota Corolla. Most popular car of all time. Not bad, though. 4 out of 5, 80%. That's a B-. That ain't bad at all, buddy. That ain't bad at all.
We used to own a Corolla.
Yeah, we loved it, didn't we?
Good car.
Yeah.
Pretty good pickup. Like you could really,
Yes.
the accelerator was very touchy. You could really get up going pretty fast.
Yes. My dream was always to take it down to Jupiter Island, Florida, and roll it over. But sadly, I never got the opportunity. But I know a fella down there who has done enough of that for all of us.
Yeah,
So,
certainly.
Tiger, hire a chauffeur.
Yeah, get well soon, buddy. Get well soon.
get well soon.
We love seeing you out on the links. I think the main thing too that's sad about it is there is few things more inspiring than seeing Tiger Woods out on the golf course from when he was young to the 2019 Masters. I mean, the 2019 Masters that he won, that gave us like life for a month.
It's one of the greatest sporting events I've ever watched.
Yeah.
And we watched it all. And
Yeah.
It was incredible. And he said, there's nothing more inspiring than watching Tiger Woods play golf. There's nothing less inspiring than reading a news story about him getting into another car accident. So I hope moving forward, it's a lot more golf and a lot less car accidents, eh?
Yeah. Well, hey, if he wants to keep it that way, he could email us with a job application.
Yeah. I'll take that 100K, maybe a little more. I should have set it a little higher.
I think so. I think he can kick you a $20K bonus.
Yeah, I'm a very good driver. Very good driver.
You are. I'll give you that.
Hey, thank you, buddy. Please subscribe, comment, and leave a rating. Send questions, comments, or big idea suggestions to our business email, flynnbrospod@gmail.com. Thank you to our producer and trivia scorekeeper, Will Slade, and we'll see you next time on the Flynn Brothers Podcast. Take care, buddy.
No, buddy, you take care.